Man, I am so glad that you guys are here today, and we're going to talk about something that a lot of people have heard about. Some people have even tried to obtain it, but for the average person, it's been very elusive, and that's success. And one of the things, I turned 48 this year, and one of the things that I said that I was going to do is I was going to do a bucket list challenge for myself. And in challenging myself, I wanted to invite my friends that I know personally, and then also those that I'm meeting across the world via social media to join in this challenge with me. So basically what I want to do, guys, for the next 12 months is I want to dream out loud. You know, I want to dream in HD. I want to, whatever it is that you've always wanted to do in life, but that has eluded you. Either you didn't think you had the time, the talent, or the resources. But if we would really be true with ourselves, we didn't do it because we didn't have the courage to do it. Wow. So I want for the next 12 months for us to just live life out loud. So if that's for you, that you got that book you want to write, let's write that book. If you want to buy your first home, let's buy that home. If you want to start your business or you want to take salsa classes or skydiving, whatever it is that has been important to you, but you continuously allowed life to show up and you and your dreams set down. And you didn't pursue them. So for the next 12 months, I want us to do that. So I'm kicking that off. One of the things that I've always wanted to do in my soon to be 48 years on this planet is I've always had a comedic humor, but it's always just been around family. You right about it. It's always been around family and friends. So I said, you know what, Tommy, this year as I embark upon turning 48, I am going to do something that I've always wanted to do, which I'm going to try stand-up comedy. And so I'm going to do that. That's going to be my first check on my bucket list. But I challenge you guys that are watching and my friends that are here with me that let's do that. Dr. Monk, what are some of the things that you've wanted to do but you haven't done? I know you live such a purpose-driven life, and you're in beast mode. Every time I go visit you or whatever, you got so many checks and things all over your office and stuff where you're just checking stuff off. But what's something, give me one thing that you, when you join this challenge with me, that you're going to put on your bucket list?
So the one thing that I want to do is I want to pitch a show. I want a good reality show. Okay. I'm turning 50 next year.
Wow.
So without saying what my pitch is, because can't nobody take it. It is really about being over 50 and achieving the things that you want within a relationship, and actually being in a space to where you are going against the status quo. You know, people say by this age you're supposed to have this, sure. Or if you meet a person at a certain age, he's going to have 5 or 6 kids. I'm pitching a show. That's all you need to know today.
Okay, that's all I need to know. I'll take that. I have my good friend, my ride or die. If I'm Batman, she's definitely my Robin that's sitting right next to me. So Glenda, talk to me. What is something? I know that you're doing amazing things right now in this space that you're occupying in your life, but give me something that you're gonna throw out in our community for people that you want to do.
Well, holy smokes, Batman. Okay, well, I will tell you, I love the whole topic about the bucket list and doing something you haven't done before. One quick thing is just do something different.
Okay.
Change the direction. You come to work every day on 5th and Main, go on 4th and Pine.
3rd and Pine. Okay.
So that helps you kind of get comfortable with change. Okay.
Right.
But something that I actually did, I'm not going to wait till 2019, I actually did something big. Okay.
You want to share?
I do want to share.
All the suspense, right?
So after 30 years in banking, 20 of those years laser focused on small business lending, I stepped away from corporate America in the last 10 days, and I'm opening up my own commercial loan boutique.
You go, girl. You better do that.
Yes,
Wow.
Good for you. Guys, I took the lead.
Good for you.
So I'm super excited about that, and I will talk more about it later in our series. But it is both terrifying and exciting at the same time.
Good.
And I think that's the way life should feel.
Good.
That lets you know you are alive and all your senses are actually engaged and they're working.
That's great.
That's going to be a great journey.
That's great. Well, my last but definitely not least, my guy, Mr. Derek Butts. Me and this guy, we talk every morning between probably about 3:45, somewhere between 3:45 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. We're on the phone every morning, 7 days a week, regardless of where we are in the world. We make that contact. So, Derek, give me something that I don't already know. That I don't already know. That you're laser, to use my sister's word, you're laser focused on, that you're going to commit to checking off your list in the next 12 months.
Well, I like yours first and foremost. I like the fact that yours, sometimes when you are a success, everything that we do sometimes tends around another item that is successful in other people's eyes. But yours was something inside you that was just a hidden thing that maybe everybody didn't know, but we've all experienced, right? We've all laughed because of you. We've all had that joke and said, man, how funny you are. So I'm going to start there as well.
You going to do comedy?
No. Okay. If I do that, I'm in trouble, right? No. But I really wanted to say a tattoo, but I just can't pay for pain. So I'm not going to say a tattoo, but that one ran through my head. One of the things I've always wanted to do, though, is I've always wanted to learn how to line dance, like swing out style.
Really?
So my wife being from Chicago, I've always wanted to really know how to swing out. Like, I'm like the best copycat line dancer. So I got all the line dances down, the Cupid Shuffle, the electric wobble. I mean, I do all of them, right? The Michael Jackson, the Charlie Brown. I can do all that, but I don't know how to swing out, and I don't know how to do that. So that is something, and we always say, because when we go on a cruise, we go on a cruise almost every year. So when we go on a cruise, we're always like, oh, wouldn't it be so nice to be able to swing out right here and really show off in front of the people? And we can't do it because we don't know how to swing out. So I want to be able to take classes with me and my wife and learn how to swing out.
Okay,
that's gonna be my
great goal.
That's a great goal. And so as we kind of expound on this whole bucket list thing, how important is it to have goals that not only that you tell yourself, but you have a community of people that you kind of tell, so they can, and on one hand they can champion you and cheer you on, but at the second point, there's also a level of accountability. How important is that? Derek?
Well, as you know, the foundation of Assist You to Win is the DGCP method, which is the Dream, Growth, Change, Push. And so I totally agree, and that's the reason why we do group coaching, is because peer-to-peer accountability is so vital. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say it is because, to me, sometimes when things are just private, you can change that private goal. And so nobody knows. And so because our social media causes us to be in a place where we have to put on a show or put out there that we have it all together. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are altering their goal along the way in order for them to still get celebrated with success. And one of the things that you always push me to do is, and you have one of the questions that has just stuck with me that you've asked me years ago, and it stays with me today. And that question simply is when's the last time did you fail? Mm-hmm. When was the last time you failed? And so in the course of that, I think accountability is so important because it does not let you get back from the ledge. Mm-hmm. Once you told yourself you're going to jump, accountability says jump. Yes. You're going to jump. You have to jump. It has to happen. So accountability is very vital in our life.
Okay. So, Dr. Monk, when I know you deal with, you do corporate coaching as well as individual coaching. When a corporation comes out and they lay out their quarter goals or the production goals, how do you help manage the stress that comes with those goals that are set? How important is it to manage the anxiety that some people feel when goals are set?
Well, I think the first thing is to begin to determine who you are at the core. Okay. I think anxiety comes when you're not sure how you can contribute, what your strengths are, comparing yourself to other people on the team. Okay. And when I think about the core is the strongest part of our body, right? Mm-hmm. And in order to be strong and stand up straight, you have to know who you are, what you stand for, how you align with the mission and the vision of the organization. So regardless to what level you are within the organization, I really teach the thing about leadership, just being where you are in that moment and being the best you that you are. But you have to know what your core values are in order to do that. And people have the anxiety because they don't know where they fit.
Gotcha.
So in organizations, leaders have to make sure that they understand who their people are.
Gotcha.
And most often that's not it. You just get the job done and let's move on. But if you know what your core values are and that's the type of person you're working for and it doesn't align with what you need, there may need to be some reconsideration, because I think people should be career focused versus job focused.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's good.
So Glenda, what would you tell the person that's sitting at home that's seeing this and saying, yes, there are some things that I want to pursue that were once within reach, but now they're no longer even in sight in my life? What would you tell that person when they're putting their bucket list together?
Well, if they don't believe that those things are no longer in sight, I would ask that question, why? And number one, did I really want it?
Okay.
Because if it's something that you really want, it never really goes away.
Really?
Right.
It has a hook in you.
Yeah.
And you will probably spend time either mourning over it. You will not stop thinking about it. It'll just stay around. So I would
like
not
that.
ignore.
I like that.
Did you really want it?
I like
So if you really wanted it, it's not really gone away. And as long as you have time, you have an opportunity to recapture it, ignite it, strategize it, and launch it.
I love that. Okay, so let me piggyback on that answer. So Derek, so the person that's watching is like, okay, Glenda, that sounds really good. I can tell you got everything together, but every time I attempt to dream out loud, life shows up and it makes me and my dreams sit down. So how do you still stay focused, Derek, on the pursuit of your dreams when all hell is breaking loose seemingly in your life?
Yeah, great question. So I think the most important thing is for us to remember that, as Glenda just shared, that it doesn't leave. And so whatever you birth, you're going to build. Whatever you adopt, you normally drop. And so I say that because when you go back to what Christy said and go to the core of who you are, your focus is what's important to you. And you make your goals personal. So I always teach that twofold. You need a safe goal and a big goal. So sometimes when I can't see my big goal, if I can just get into my safe goals, those are the small and fairly easy ones that keep me in action, causes me to start to believe in that big goal, the one that I have to believe in greater to get to. So sometimes you just got to have that fallback. That fallback says, I don't go on the sideline and sit down, but I do go back to something that keeps me in motion, that gives me the momentum and the courage to go after that big one again, because it's there.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
good.
Okay, so Dr. Christie, again, that's all great, but how do you coach a person, or how do you answer a person when they feel as though that the goals that have been set for them by someone else, and they don't feel as though they have the tools or the resources, and they feel as though they're being set up for failure? What would you say to that person?
Well, I was that person before, so what I would tell them is to go back to your why. Why are you allowing other people to dictate to you what your future is, right? Oftentimes, people dictate it or allow people to dictate because of their upbringing. They're used to people telling them what to do, and then they're afraid because of what other people think. I tell them, throw caution to the wind and do you. So I have this thing called STAY. So that's stand in your power unapologetically, take control of your thoughts and actions, assess whose help you need, and yield to the authenticity of you. And that's a lot, but it's about coaching and getting coached.
You didn't even breathe.
I was stuck on the T.
Because especially
that's good.
in corporate America, I managed for so long and realized I hated it. Only because as a kid, my parents told me to lead. Not to say that I can't, but it was once I in my 40s, I was like, I hate this. I don't even like this. I quit my job. Lo and behold, I still got it. But it was because they saw the value in me, and they actually asked me, what is it that you want to do?
Wow.
But I had to come to the realization that I was doing things that other people wanted me to do, and it no longer brought me joy. I was no longer showing up.
Wow.
I was just a silent partner. I just came work. I was maliciously compliant.
Wow, that is
So
great. That is
I always
great.
share my story so people know you have to get back to you. It's still about your core values.
That is great. So again, guys, for those of us, let me recap our bucket list. So my challenge to my friends sitting around this table tonight, and to you guys that are watching us today, is for the next 12 months, I want you to live life out loud, unapologetic, the things that you've always wanted to do, but you've talked yourself out of, or you've walked yourself and reasoned yourself out of why you haven't done it or why you couldn't done it. Do it. Come, let's take a challenge and let's live life out. Because one of the things that my mentor says, this thing called life, you got to die to get out of here.